This podcast is kindly supported by our friends at Acre Pharmacy, one of the key aesthetic pharmacies leading the way in responsible supply.
So we decided after the conference and conference season of this year has come to the end, one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was how we put our peers and potentially why we look at them sometimes as celebrities. We've all done it. I am no exception. I think at CMAC this year, I think I ran over like some weird schoolgirls, like, oh my God, it's Dr. Rifkin in the house. And like weirdly like attacked him for a selfie, which was hilarious. But I could see in his face, I think he literally wanted the ground to open. And he was like really lovely, but he was like, because I actually planned to do some training with Rifkin last year and then I had to cancel it because my university exams were in the same week, which was devastated. So I actually had a topic of conversation. So I didn't go in rogue, but still, after I did it, you always have that weird feeling of, was I just that idiot who just did that? Did I just do that? Have you ever done that?
I have definitely done that.
Tell me when you did it.
I think that's okay.
When did you do it? Tell me who you did it. Did you do it when you met me, Meg?
Yeah, it was when I met you. No. I don't know. Well, when we first got together, it was with a doctor, and I'd seen them online, and I did think, oh, they're quite cool.
Yeah.
And then I was really excited to meet them and like meet other people that were surrounded in that group. Yeah. But I think it's okay to do that.
Yeah,
I think it's okay to do that. I think there's a time and a place and a way to do that. I think I'm not the personality type that would run over and like, if it was an actual celebrity that we see in the magazines, then I probably would lose my mind. But to be honest, I'm so like dazed in a daze, they could probably walk by me and I wouldn't even realise that they were there. I would have to specifically be going to meet them. But yeah, I think it's weird. Like, because I think we've all had it as well, where people have come up to us and done the same thing, and you never get out of that, like, but I'm just me. I'm so confused.
I've definitely got that personality where I don't go over. I'm like, it's so-and-so by there.
Yeah.
But I won't go over and speak to them. And I've had messages too saying, I saw you today at CCR. And they're obviously the type of personality that haven't come over and said hello.
Yeah.
So I think we definitely all do it, but some of us are louder with it and some of us are quieter with it.
I see how she looked at me when she said that. Cheers, Grace.
Kate running across
running
CCR.
over. Hello, it's you. Do you know what I think it is? I think the reason why we're even talking about this is because it is obscene. We're medics.
Yeah,
we are doctors, nurses, surgeons, dentists.
All human.
And really boring, essentially. Like, we're not the most glamorous, well, essentially we are, because aesthetics is like the Oscars, which is random, but it is, let's be fair. And I think that's what makes it so ironic.
Yeah.
Because we look at essentially doctors and GPs and dentists who have created a personality. We follow them, we share into their life, we get involved because they share it. So it's going to be obvious that when we see them, we think we know them or we can connect to them. It's human nature. I mean, I tend to not necessarily get offended by it. I think my husband gets offended by it. He's been playing with my daughter Sienna in a park and someone's come over to him and said, how was your holiday in Rome? And he's been like, who are you?
This is too much.
And then he thinks it's quite weird and it makes him very uncomfortable, which I understand. But I suppose in our world, we have to share a bit of ourselves in order for people to feel safe to come to us.
I just had a funny image. My younger sister, she's so shy and sweet, was out in a bar one evening and she walked into the toilets and a group of girls, she went into the toilet, went, oh my God, that's the girl who owns the aesthetic clinic. And she sat in the toilet until they left because she didn't want to come out and face them and have to tell them she wasn't. And then she said she was playing it in her head of, do I tell them I am? I know enough about her that I could be her. But then she said, I just hid in the toilet cubicle until I heard them leave because it made her nervous. And that's, again, people, they think that they know you and they tell your friends and then it can make you uncomfortable sometimes, especially if you're not that person.
Yeah.
Do you think there's different, well, obviously we've said there's different types of people that either go up or kind of sit in the corner and recognise them and get excited but don't actually do anything. Do you think it's as a result of us putting a certain personality out there, or do you think it's, I don't know, if you put like, because we all relate to different types of people, don't we? So like, I'm obviously a bit more like out there. Obviously not putting myself out there in a weird way, but,
no, but your energy,
yeah. So obviously you relate to a
yeah,
different type of person.
Personas.
But do you think people would still react in the same way? Like, I don't know, if they came up to you, for example, and then do you think they'd react in the same way?
I think it's like what Kate said.
Or do you think
Kate kind of hit the nail on the head? Is what we share. So people see you on social media, and when they've been following you for such a long time, they feel like they know you, and they forget that they actually have never met you, and they don't know you, because we share so much. And like, you know, we share about our family sometimes and our Christmas, and they get snippets, and then they see you in real life, and they want to talk to you about those snippets that they've seen, and you're like, I don't know who you are.
It is hard, but like, even when we was at the conference, like, there was a couple of people that kind of have a selfie, and you could see they were embarrassed to ask for it. And I think the key is you shouldn't be embarrassed to ask for it. You know, this is networking, and sometimes networking is putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations when you get to engage with people perhaps that you've put on a pedestal for whatever reason. And I think the reality is maybe we need to analyse why, when people do spend a lot of time on social media, I think sometimes certain people, whether it's mental health, society reasons, whatever the reason, this isn't this kind of conversation, but whatever the reason, certain people are more susceptible to getting lost in social media. I had a stalker from social media that I had to get a restraining order from the clinic, who raided my bins and stole clothes of my daughters, and then came into the clinic wearing those clothes. With her child wearing those clothes. But this isn't a question of whether that's all right. This is a question of someone being unwell and or not understanding boundaries. And I think that's a whole different thing. I think we're allowed to look up to people. I think we're allowed to be inspired for people. And why the hell should we not? I mean, God, we spend so much time putting ourselves out there, sharing what we're doing, sharing our mistakes, trying to inspire other people. Isn't half the fun that one person who we never met runs over to us and goes, because of you, I did this? Isn't that why we do it? So then should we be like, oh my God, please don't engage with me. Like, why do they think we're going to be like that?
And it means that you get to meet them too. So
Absolutely.
sometimes these people have followed you for ages. You don't know their accounts, and then you meet them in real life. You follow them back, and these accounts can be great. And you can actually learn or laugh so much from other people. So we actually don't meet people unless they introduce themselves.
Absolutely. And you know, there was one girl, I won't say her name, but one girl from the first conference who I still think about now, because when she grabbed me to have a conversation, and she was a bit teary because it was the first time she'd ever put herself out there. She was completely anxious. She'll know if she's listening to this who it is. And literally, like, I was so inspired by her. I even came home and talked about it to my husband, going, met this girl today. She was so amazing. And I think people forget that actually just by them coming over to us, it gives us something as well. It's nice to know you're doing something right, but I think this goes across the board.
Nice feedback.
You know, it's nice, but also we should feel okay to do that. I do feel okay to run over to Dr. Rifkin and give him a hug. No, I didn't do that. But within reason, within the boundaries of societal norms, it's okay to reach out to someone and go, by the way, that case study changed my practice, or this really helped me, or thanks for sharing that you've had a really crappy day today, and that's okay.
You're a great injector. I
think there is always a little bit of something that you see in someone that you wish you had a little bit more of. And I feel like that's, like, I notice they're the people that I would run up to, like, because I've kind of seen a little bit of myself that I wish I had more of in them. And that excites me and inspires me. So I think they would be the people that I would be like, oh, I loved your video on noses or something like that, you know, whatever it is.
Out of all the videos you made, you chose noses.
Anyone would run up to me and say, I don't know what video on noses. I'd probably go, what?
What is this video on noses? I feel I'm so robbed.
I think you're confused.
But you know what, I do think, because we're talking about the concept of like Instagram versus reality, I think we can also flip it on the other side, and we've talked about this, we've alluded to this in the past, but also maybe understanding that people share what they want to share and
Yeah,
understanding that. Like, I get it all the time, where I come in and they go, oh, you even here? You've been home this week? Have you even seen your husband? I'm like, yes, actually. I'm home all the time. I'm home all the time. And yes, my life is pretty intense. But I think they don't understand that you're sharing snippets.
Yeah.
They might see a flight and another one 2 weeks later. That doesn't mean I've been away for 2 weeks.
No.
It means that maybe I've flown away to Istanbul for 48 hours, which we did. Then 2 days later through to Sicily for 72 hours, then came back. I've flown somewhere and flown back in the same day.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've just got to understand, like, this is a conversation. There was a day and I messaged Lee Walker because I was sat, where was I? Oh, I was on a train that was hammered and I was eating a chicken salad from Pret. And in the sea, this is the level of detail. And I was so cold and the train stunk. And I remember having one of those moments of, this is my life. Like, look at my life. Like, if anyone could see me now, squashed, contorted, eating this rubbish salad. And I took a picture of my salad in this crazy table and sent it to Lee, who then proceeded to send me a picture of him stuck on a bus, a replacement bus in Wigan. And I remember having this moment where I giggled, and the people must have thought I was mad, but I giggled because, again, we all put, like, I was one who was running to Lee Walker going, what a king, what a legend.
I didn't want to share that story. You
I know,
told me not to.
But we all have. Where, I know. But the point is, we all put these people on a pedestal, but this is just an example of how normal, like, this is a reality. Just because I didn't share my picture of my crappy chicken salad on a train, but all people seeing was my mimosa at the airport.
Yeah.
You can have both.
I just met my clinic manager for the first time and she went, I've never seen you without makeup. I'm thinking, I'm not putting these no makeup faces on Instagram. And my staff nurse went, she's never got makeup on. My day-to-day life in clinic, I'm bunhead, no makeup. But when we do these podcasts, we're sat here looking all pristine for the camera.
Glamorous.
But that is what you choose, what you share.
Yeah.
Very
Maybe
true.
the reflection of that is share. I don't really want to share my chicken salad on
I'm
a
not
train.
sure I want to share anymore. Yeah.
I'm a bunhead with my toddler stuck on my back.
But I
Yeah.
think the lesson here is just take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Don't ever
All
look at
human.
someone.
We're
Take
all
it, yeah, we're all
human.
human. Don't look at it and go,
Never meet your heroes.
yeah, because they'll let you down and walk in and she's got no makeup on and a bun head.
Toddler's sick on my back.
But yeah, just kind of get that they're different and every one of them is human, no matter who it is,
We
no
all
matter
have
how
bad
many
days.
books they've written, no how many films they've wrote.
But
they
you are allowed to feel like you are going for a drink with Leonardo.
Leonardo. Ronaldo.
By the way, just before we did this, Megan actually compared Lee Walker to Leonardo DiCaprio, was
And
it?
Ronaldo in the same sentence.
the
No,
same
no,
sentence.
it definitely wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio.
It was
it
Leonardo
Ronaldo?
Ronaldo, but I got confused because I know nothing about football and I said Leonardo Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But this is the reality. But there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I know.
There's nothing wrong
I was
with that.
excited,
And
okay?
there's nothing wrong with that. And you should be. Why should you not? You know?
Yeah.
Why should you not be excited?
But not
about
face
this?
to face, by the way. I was very cool, calm and collected face to face.
Yeah, just when.
He might say other things.
But we're allowed to do that. We're allowed. I think the first time I messaged Gillian and she messaged me back, I was like, she's replied.
Oh my
my God. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But I guess
It's
we all
exciting.
bring in a level of vulnerability when you put yourself out there, whether it's a message, whether it's saying hi, whether it's whatever it is, it's putting you, the reality is we're being vulnerable.
Yeah. But also they could be not who you think they are.
Yeah.
And that inspiration could be crushed in a moment.
In a moment.
What a moment to finish.
God, Megan just like,
Or
Mic drop.
They could be like me. It'd be very lovely.
Oh, you
don't ever talk to anyone ever
Or they
again.
could become a
They're
really
gonna be
great friend.
miserable, and they're going to crush your dreams, and you'll ultimately be disappointed for the rest of your
Where
life.
did we find it?
I don't know.
And
Thanks for watching our amazingly inspiring podcast.
bye for now.
Bye.